Back in 2021, a proposal was put forward by the Royal Parks, a proposal that could see parking charges introduced to Bushy and Richmond Park. Fast forward to 2025, and although the charges haven't been put in place, an official proposal has been drafted by the Royal Parks in order to be put forward to the government to see if the legislation's passed. I'm in Bushy Park and I'm going to be asking park users what their opinions are on the proposed parking charges.
Well, I've just parked my car and I was obviously looking to see if we have to pay or not, and then I kind of came over here. Wasn't clear, but I think it looks like we don't have to pay, but it's a donation which is optional. So I was just kind of looking at different amounts that I can pay.
Yeah, and is a donation something that obviously you'd be willing to pay?
Oh, completely, right? And I like the fact that you have different amounts. So if it just said £10 donation, you might think, oh, that's a bit too much for a car park, but I can put it in increments of one. So of course I'll put something towards it.
Yeah.
Like some places in London, it's 10, 12 quid for 4 hours. So I think that's great.
I can see it from both points of view, because I can understand why they want to raise some money for the parks. As long as they're ploughing the money back into the parks, then that's really good. However, being a resident in a street right next to the park, I can see that it's going to cause a problem with parking and introduction of CPZ, which I'm not terribly happy about.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary we all pay our taxes anyway, and it should be a space which is open for everybody to use. I think it's absolutely the right thing. So if you actually introduce charges, you're going to discourage people from coming to the parks, which I don't think is a good thing.
What do you say when the park raises points of, encouraging more sustainable modes of transport to the park? And
I think on balance we need to be encouraging people to come here in a more sustainable way, but I actually think the introduction of parking charges will actually just discourage people from coming. So you've got to find a balance and you've got to communicate that. But just putting up the charges seems like a very blunt tool and a clumsy way of doing it, and I think it's probably more negative than positive.
The things which were concerning, at that point my husband was playing cricket and there are several cricket teams in the park, and if the charges, I think it was a maximum stay of 6 hours, well, that probably isn't enough for a cricket match. And how the cricket club makes its money is encouraging people to stay behind and have a few drinks in the bar. So if they've had to go, that's a problem, unless the sports clubs would be given some kind of dispensation. But there was no answer to that when we raised that query before.
Initially, yeah. Hourly, they're doing it as well, so it's £1.40 during the week and then £2 on the weekends. So obviously a little bit different. If you're coming on to play cricket or something, it's probably on the weekend that you're looking to do it.
Absolutely, that's quite a lot actually, £2 an hour, isn't it?
Yeah.
If somebody just wants to come in and walk the dog for 20 minutes, they're not going to want to pay £2.
No. In a time where people are being encouraged to go outdoors more because they're spending more and more time on their phones, it seems almost counterintuitive to put these charges in place. But on a day that's as sunny as today, it highlights the importance of the environmental impacts taking your car to car parks like this have, which is why it's important for the park to encourage more sustainable modes of transport into the park.